Hello, how's it going everybody? Happy Turtle Tuesday. Welcome to my Ninja Turtles channel. It's 9 p.m. in the Big Apple, and this, as you know, every Tuesday, this is the Ninja Turtle Show. Thank you all for joining me. Tonight we have a guest, Jared Krichevsky. Are you familiar with Jared Krichevsky? Very talented concept artist, very talented guy. He worked on a lot of stuff. Let me get you just a little bit of a list of some of the things he's worked on. Let me get you a list. Let me clean up this screen. He worked on the 2014 Ninja Turtles movie and the 2016 Ninja Turtles movie. Can you believe it? Talented concept artist, talented designs, and a nice guy as well. Really cool stuff, really great concept artist, really talented. It's amazing he can do this stuff. I'm impressed. I hope you all are impressed as well. I'm excited to speak to him. He's got great designs. These were controversial at the time. Can you believe it's been over 10 years since this movie came out? And he worked on Out of the Shadows as well. And now he's working on a book of his own, Fernie Mertbert, a children's book series he's working on his own. And I'm excited to talk to him about that. Just real fast, before we get him on the phone here, before we get him on the stream, let me go through a quick list of his movies. You will be shocked at all these movies he's worked on. Of course, like I mentioned, the 2014 Ninja Turtles movie. The 2016 Ninja Turtles movie, Out of the Shadows, Megan, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Transformers Rise of the Beast, Dungeons and Dragons, Avatar Way of Water, Black Adam, Star Trek Strange New World, Godzilla vs. Kong and the New Empire, Ready Player One, Pete's Dragon, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, Wonder Woman, Stranger Things 2, Independence Day. And this is just a sampling of some of the stuff he's worked on. He's worked on a bunch of other stuff, Wolverine 2, and now, like I said, he's working on a kid's book. All those movies, and now a kid's book of his own. So I'm excited to speak with him. Let's see if we can get Jared on the stream right now. It says he's already joined. So we will see what is going on. Let me see if I'm going now. Hello, Jared, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Well, like I mentioned, you're a concept artist, you're a character designer, creature designer, and you worked on you worked on both of the Michael Bay movies. That's so cool. Thank you for joining us, of course.
Of course, yeah. Happy to be here.
You worked on a ton of other movies. I listed them all before you hopped on, and now you're working on Fernie Mertbert as well. So it's cool. You're doing a kid's book. You're a versatile guy. You can do whatever. You can do it all. You can do it all.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying.
That's so cool. Well, and Fernie Mertbert, by the way, the link is in the description. It's a Kickstarter. It's a children's book series he's working on. In addition to all these movies, he's doing his own thing now. So I guess, I guess, how did you get the job to work on the 2014 movie? Like, were you recruited, or was it like an open casting call kind of thing?
It happened. I happened to be working at a studio, at a design studio, and I was a junior artist. And the first time it came around, we were all very excited, because it was a small studio, like literally a very small studio space. So we were all crammed into what is essentially like a 1-bedroom apartment. And our boss comes in and, tells us it's Ninja Turtles. And, because I'm the junior guy, I was I had to ask for my shot to work on it. And so I did, and it was not my version, my design was not well received, to say the least. So the first time the movie comes around, I'm watching all these artists doing all this great work. And then, when I took my shot, it just bombed. And then, I thought, I lost my chance, there it goes, all of those emotions came up. And then 2 years later, it ended up coming back to the same studio. But I was a more experienced artist by then. And
what year was this? Was this like 2012?
Yes, it was like 2012.
So your first shot was in 2010 and it didn't work out, and then 2 years later in 2012, you got another shot?
That's right. And yeah, it's totally surreal. They liked it, and the office itself was in the middle of a transition. Hmm.
Wow. What kind of a time frame? Like, what kind of a deadline do you get to work on concept sketches? How long do you get? Like 2 weeks or a month or something, or do they just want them ASAP?
It used to be, you would get like a month of exploration. They would book several weeks. Now, and that time period has slowly shrunk to, a day here or a day here.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the time frame, the deadlines keep getting shorter and shorter.
They do, and the expectations just keep getting higher and higher.
Yeah, they want the finished product day one in 30 minutes, like a pizza.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so what did they hire you to do? Are you paid up front? Are you paid on like speculation? Do you get like a bonus if they choose your designs? How does that work out?
Well, at the time, I was an in-house artist, so I was being paid my rate there. But usually for these kinds of projects, it's work for hire. So you'll book out your rate, match it against their budget, whatever they've got. So there's usually no back end points or anything for the artists. We're usually we get our rate and that's about it.
Yeah, the work for hire, and you have to fight for whatever you can get, of course.
It's true. You need scraps. Yeah.
So like they hired you were just working for like an agency at the time, so this was just like a assignment that came across your desk to an extent.
That's right. Yeah, totally.
Wow. So that's a great assignment to get. That's better than
It
doing
is.
real estate flyers or something like that.
Yeah, it is. And it's surreal and awesome, especially as like a fan. And then the weight of realization, like slams down on you.
I'm still getting a little audio problems here. Do you mind if I try to change something real fast? Do you mind if I take a quick pause here? I'm sorry for the hassle.
Oh, good.
I just want to be able to hear you. You're giving all this good stuff here, so I want to make sure if I can. Very professional here with my horrible technical problems, apparently.
It's all good. I'm talking to a turtle. So
Yeah, what a fever dream is this? I don't have good technology down here in the sewer. Very bad signal, of course. Lead pipes and all
you're
that.
doing your best with what you got.
Yeah, I built my whole studio out of a used Game Boy, so.
Found a whole shipment down there.
So what were the parameters when you were brought on to be concept artist? Did they give you like strict requirements, or was like anything forbidden?
Um, I don't know. They do more of what's called like a bake off. So they have like a ton of different artists going on ideas. And the one that kind of like strikes the chord is the artist that they go to. So it's purely an audition. And if you get, they pay for the work, and then if you get it, then you get, a couple extra weeks, and depending on the breadth of the project, or how many creatures, or things like that. In this case, we had 4 turtles to design. So what they wanted to do was just lock down Leonardo, because he was just kind of the most, he's as they described, the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and as far as like descriptions, they didn't really have anything, but they did give me some JPEGs of various actors that they liked. Not necessarily that they wanted to cast them, but more that these are the archetypes that we want to imbue.
Who are the actors?
Yeah.
So each turtle was based on a standard box turtle, but each personality was based on an actual human actor.
Yeah. Well, at least as like the starting point,
Mm-hmm.
and clearly it evolved, as the movie got developed. Uh, but let me see, Leonardo was Tom Hanks, and I'll just let that sink in for a minute. Yeah.
Tom Hanks, the movie's Castaway, Leonardo, starring.
Yeah. It was Tom Hanks. For Raphael, it was Clint Eastwood.
Oh wow.
because he had the squint, and it was specifically Eastwood, where he's chomping on a cigar, and the director liked the cigar, but they couldn't keep it because it was for kids. So I recommended the toothpick that Raph ends up kind of chewing on a little bit. Um, so yeah, Tom Hanks, Clint Eastwood, Donatello was Leonard Nimoy
Oh,
as
nice.
yeah as Spock. So they wanted him to be, the intellectual, the calm and rational type. And Michelangelo was Bill Murray.
Oh my goodness, Michelangelo is Bill Murray.
Yeah. Uh, and it was more so like the whatever it was they said about the images that they sent me. That's what, clicked with them. And I when I went to work, I, sculpted out the turtle and then posed it, just gave it a little bit of pose and just rendered it out, paint on top, and then submitted it.
Wow.
And yeah, they liked it, and they've been seeing a lot of work for a lot of years. It was in development, quite
Yeah, I
a
know they
while.
Paramount and Nickelodeon bought the Turtles in 2009, so they were probably working on it for a few years. I assume since they bought the franchise, they were trying to crank something out as soon as possible.
That's right.
Um,
Yeah.
how many?
And
Oh, go ahead.
oh no, no, that makes a lot of sense.
How many? Were there a bunch of people from your group that were working on the project, or was it just you? Like, how did they give feedback to you guys? Was it through all the people at your agency?
Yeah, it goes through the creative director, the boss. My boss was Aaron Sims at the time, and so it all got filtered through Aaron Sims, and then went through the art director that disperses to us.
Oh, that's
So
so cool.
yeah,
That's such an
yeah,
interesting story. And your designs at the time, they were like radically different. I know the CGI cartoon show had different silhouettes for each turtle, like different body sizes and stuff. But
right.
at the time, your designs were pretty. I mean, they were each turtle had a very different design, and they were big and muscular, and Raph was taller, and there was a lot of controversy. It was very novel and unique at the time. And this was the first movie with different body shapes. Was that exciting?
Yeah, it was because we got the chance to kind of add some character flourishes. It had not been done yet at the time. Ninja Turtles 3 was out. The cartoons were still going, um, but for everyone was expecting a live action Ninja Turtles at some point. So I mean, it was just cool.
That's nice.
Yeah,
How would you describe your designs? Would you do you have just like big and muscular, different body? Do you have any special way you thought of them? It's interesting to hear the four actors that were.
yeah, and that was also kind of carried over into their body types. So Leonardo, they had said quarterback. So I was trying to think like kind of bulky equipment, heroic, idealized proportions. Um, and they what they had said to us is they didn't want them to be little. They did want them to be big. Uh, we had Jonathan Liebsman who was directing the movie,
Mhm.
and you had Michael Bay producing. On top of that, so they did say that they wanted him bigger than a normal human would be.
That's so cool. Yeah, because usually the turtles are portrayed as like being 4 or 5 feet tall. So to see them, I know that caused some ruffles, and a lot of people out there were upset. A lot of nerds out there on the internet. A lot of controversy, and you also did designs for Splinter and Shredder.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Uh,
which did they use, and how did they pick and choose?
it's such an amalgam of so many people involved. So a lot of our designs went on to Legacy Effects where they like finished the sculpt, like finished the idea. Because we were concept art, right? So
Mhm.
we're there to sell the pitch, just to get the movie to like the next stage of green light. and they went to Legacy FX afterwards to build these maquettes that were photographed for on-set reference and things like that. So it's a massive collaboration with a lot of really, really good people.
That's such a cool like team effort kind of thing. It obviously has to be done by a team. What a undertaking, and it's so cool how everyone comes together. When you were designing Shredder, did you think William Fichtner was going to be Shredder? Did you know anything about it at that point, or was it just for like a generic Shredder design?
Yeah, I mean, we don't really get that kind of information unless like it's specifically like you have to design a costume on top of a
Oh,
character
okay.
or stuff like that. So a lot of times we don't know who's going to be cast, so we'll kind of pitch ideas, or they'll say like, "What do you think?" Sometimes they have a specific actor in mind at the time,
Oh, okay.
so it varies from project to project. Is like, um,
Yeah, you're one of the first few steps in the movie making, process. You're one of the first few stages.
right, and it's usually just as the script is going through final polish. So sometimes the script is locked, ready to go. Usually that's not the case. So things are being developed, and as a designer, you have a chance to help add to the story, visually and develop the look. So writers will rewrite things sometimes based on the work that you're doing.
Oh, it's so cool. Did you think the turtles were aliens at that point? I remember there was the rumor that they were alien Ninja Turtles. Was that
Yeah.
the rumor at the time, or was that what did you design them as aliens or anything like that?
I don't know where that rumor came from, but I did see some early production art, and maybe that's where someone got the idea, or I don't really know. But yeah, it was actually frustrating because we're like, no, internally we can't say anything because of our non-disclosure agreements, but internally we were just all fuming because it was just such a dumb rumor.
Mm. Yeah, and I think someone said it just like offhand in an interview, like it as like foreign, like the mutagen has a foreign origin, like it's an alien
Oh,
origin, but it
oh,
wasn't.
okay. Uh,
Yeah, it wasn't going to be like alien story like Star Wars or something. But
yeah, yeah. So I could see how that, like, you see how something like that starts and then and grows from there. So yeah, I mean, sometimes that stuff makes productions, life a little bit more difficult.
yeah, I wouldn't have even, it was a rumor. I wouldn't have even minded if they went that way. It would have been interesting. It would have been a new backstory, an alien
Right.
origin.
And they've certainly had, multiple dimensions and, things like that. So it's not out of the realm.
Is it hard to like watch the finished movie, like something with your creative input? Like some actors say they don't watch their own movies. Is it tough to watch the finished product? Like you think, oh, they tweaked this in my design, they changed that, they shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I mean there is that part of me for sure. And usually that happens probably around the first time I watch the movie.
Hmm.
That's the analytical side that kind of kicks up and I'm like, all right, what changed? And then I can kind of shut it off, through multiple viewings and enjoy it for what it is.
I have that. It's tough. You're an artist. You want to see your work. You have very specific things you look for that and then people change your work. That's got to be tough.
Well, and you spend a lot of time visualizing, what is this thing going to look like on screen? And so I have to kind of project into the future and guess these people's tastes and give that to them. So it's very strange.
And your designs, people, critiqued the 2014 movie. People were, had some pretty insane reactions. Some people were freaking out that they were bigger, or had, they had nostrils, and that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
ruined people's day that they had nostrils. They were really concerned. And what were the reactions? Was it insane to see like the controversy around the designs? Was that not fun? Was that weird?
It was weird. Like I I don't think I was quite prepared for it just on like on an emotional scale, on an emotional scale. I wasn't quite ready for it. Now I'm grateful for the experience because I have a thick skin now, so just everything rolls off. But back then, like I was really tied to it. It was my first IP. I'm still super proud of it. Um, so yeah, it was just different, and I'm not sure they were they were ready for it yet.
What were the critiques like? They were different sized or something. Was it all about the nostrils? Do you remember some of the critiques that people had?
I remember the Shrek
Oh,
themes. I remember that came out, and yeah, and someone else had did a fan paint over of Leonardo, and it got massive attention for the paint over. So it was kind of like the precursor to what happened to Sonic, and they were too far along in production to go change any of that.
oh wow.
There's no way, yeah, there's no way they're going back. Um, and so yeah, I mean, yeah,
Jeez. And so
yeah.
people were hateful. They were harsh. They were extreme.
And and they were critical of Megan Fox and Will Arnett and Whoopi in that movie. Like William Fichtner as Shredder was controversial too. It's like it just had a lot, and they were supposedly didn't know the tone of the movie they were shooting at the time. So they were working from multiple scripts. So I think there was just a lot of things that were like going on in that experience.
Oh, that's just so bizarre. Like 10 million, 50 million people see your movie or whatever, and it just turns into this buzz. And how can you be prepared for getting, 10 million opinions from all these crazy people?
Right, right. And I was also newer to social media as well. So uh so yeah, it was a little crazy. And as a younger artist, it was, I was like, oh shit, am I done?
Is this it? Yeah, this is the end of my career, the beginning and the
Yeah,
end.
yeah, because it's always, the last movie you did. And again, I still love it, but people freaked out over the nostrils.
Yeah.
And to me, it wasn't, they were, and things got tweaked, from design to final product. And again, it has to go through a lot of people down the line in visual effects, and sometimes in movies, the same visual effects house isn't doing the same shot for shot. So it's just filmmaking is just has gotten to be a really messy process.
A lot of cooks in the kitchen, huh?
Yeah, and the bigger the movie, the more cooks there are, and the cooks at the top writing the checks. That's who
Well,
you got to listen to.
well, you've had 10 years. Any critics? We want to say F you to any critics right now. Leonard Maltin, who out there? Who was it? It wasn't Ebert and Roper at the time. Who was it? Any critics out there? Mean people?
Oh, Roper, I'm sure, or it's the nature of anything you do is you put something out there, you're going to get feedback, and it's important to listen and understand what that is.
Nice.
So
Well, yeah,
not let it destroy you internally.
yeah. As an artist, you have to be sensitive. You have to be in tune and able to, critiques and stuff. But these people out there, they're just nuts. Don't worry about it. They critique me as well. Even YouTube videos, these people are going nuts.
It's relentless, and to an extent, I get it in the ritual of like getting together and either thumbs up, thumbs down, Coliseum type, it's kind of just ingrained in humans, I think.
Yeah. Well, as a guy who has to make, I make review videos and I do critiques and stuff. It's one of the things I do feel guilty about from time to time because like I'm not ever critiquing the person, and I don't want to be mean to anyone, but I have to say some things. It's a touchy subject, and I feel very guilty sometimes after I say mean stuff, but I guess that's just the way it is.
I think there's a difference between constructive commentary and constructive commentary and destructive commentary, where like maybe this wasn't a great choice here. Here's what I would have done is a little bit better than like, oh my God, you're a piece of crap, or
Hmm. Yeah. No.
going down straw man arguments, or things like that.
Yeah. No.
But fans are always passionate. It doesn't matter what the property is people love what they love, and they're gonna tell you about it.
Oh, nice. Did you ever get to meet anyone from the movie? Did you ever meet Jonathan Liebsman or Michael Bay or Megan Fox or anything?
I did work with Jonathan quite a few times. He was awesome. He was nervous. Obviously this was a big project, and so yeah. But like the time I got to hang out with him and sit with him, he's funny. He's like a super funny guy, and
Nice.
still wish all the best for him, man, because he's an awesome dude.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, and the first movie was a hit. That got to be exciting, and they made toys out of your designs and stuff.
Yeah, totally. And I did meet Michael Bay once. I didn't know it was him at the time. And we got called, we had just moved into this big new office and all that stuff. And so they were having meetings, all the time in the room. And Turtles specific meeting was going on, and me and another artist got called in, and they were just asking us how long it would take, to kind of finish everything up. And we were like, yeah, this and this. And the guy says, can I swear? Is it okay?
Go for it.
Okay. So the guy says, you boys, you know what my motto is? And we're like, no, what's that? And he's like, hurry the fuck up. And after that meeting, I looked at my friend and we were like, that was Michael Bay.
Just straight to the point.
Straight to the point. And you got to respect that.
Man, a few words, harsh, but driven, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess we were taking too long in his opinion.
The movies are explosive. His comments are explosive as well.
I'm sure. I have no doubt.
Well, that's cool. And then so you got brought back for Out of the Shadows. You were working solo at the time. You were no longer with the Aaron Sims company. You were freelancing for the second movie for Out of the Shadows.
No, I was still freelancing with Aaron, but I was working remotely and taking on more stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I worked at Aaron's for like 7.5 years, so we put in a lot of good time together.
Oh wow, that's a nice history. And then you've worked on a ton of other movies. Like I said, the 2016 movie as well. You had a bunch of. I love your Krang designs. I love Krang as a character.
Yeah. That was fun. I wish I got to take a shot at like Bebop and Rocksteady. That would be.
Oh yeah, what a fun group of movies. I thought I like the 2014 and the 2016 movies. I think they get a lot of negative comments for some reason, but the Turtles version since then, I didn't really like Rise of the TMNT. I don't know if you keep up with the Ninja Turtles that much.
I still do.
But yeah, I like those movies. They were really good, and they had an adult. They were more mature. They had an adult kind of presence. It was like an action adventure movie. It wasn't like a kids movie. Right.
I liked Mutant Mayhem. Was a blast, dude. I loved it.
Pretty fun. Yeah, pretty fun.
Yeah, it was super awesome.
No, I've been watching the Penguin TV show on HBO Max. I want something gritty like that for the Turtles. I think we're ready.
I know a lot of people want that. I think there's no reason why you can't give us both.
It's time.
We've
done the kitty thing long enough. I know they're working on a Last Ronin movie. There's like a dark Ninja Turtle story called The Last Ronin, but
I forget who was attached to that. But it sounds like yes, do it.
It's time. It's time for a gritty Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah. The Henson movie really had it down. It was it was an indie movie vibe.
When you guys were making the designs, Steven in chat asked, was there ever any thought of making the Turtles look like the original Henson suits or anything like that? Or were you always going to have an original take on it?
They specifically said, do not do the Henson Turtles.
Oh, okay. Nice. They wanted something different. They were going for it.
Yep.
And
this is the Michael Bay, Transformers was peak, man. So Turtles had to be the Michael Bay Turtles.
Yeah, it was time to put his own stamp on it. It was time to do something different.
That's right. So to me, I have an audience of one, and that's who I'm trying to please.
That's cool. That's such an interesting story of how all that stuff comes about. And so now, all that in the past, you've worked on like 1,000 other movies, and now you're working on a Kickstarter for Fernie Mertbert. That's right. It's a book. Did you write and draw the book?
Yeah, I wrote and illustrated the whole thing earlier this year.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I'm self-publishing it just to get it out there.
Oh, that's so cool. And it's on Kickstarter. I saw the prices are really affordable, and it's going to be a book series. It's not just one book right now. It's going to be a
That's
whole
right.
series. So you've got your act together. You're clearly a professional. He's not going to flake out like some artist, some street artist or something.
Yeah. I got a lot of these in me.
So it's a series of 5 books for now.
That's right. Yeah.
And it's about a family restaurant.
A family restaurant that eats families.
Oh, like the How to Serve Man kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, it's a story about a town that lives very high up on a mountain, and to get to the city where all the fun things are, you have to take a long and winding trip down to go get to the city. And so all the children are bored in this town, and when children are bored, they get into trouble. And so then one day, a magical restaurant comes down from outer space, and inside is the mascot, Bernie Merkbert, who offers unlimited entertainment forever.
Oh, be careful what you wish for. Unlimited entertainment.
Forever. And all the families in the town go missing.
So it's like I read on the Kickstarter. It's kind of like a Pied Piper thing.
That's right. Yeah. Just kind of like a modern spin on it.
Very nice. That's
Or
an interesting story.
a 1990s spin on it because it takes place in the 90s.
Oh, cool. Well, I highly recommend everyone check out Fernie Merkbert on Kickstarter right now. I put the link in the description. The book is, I think it's it's $20 for a paperback and 30 for a hardcover. You can even become a character in the book. You can get a commission. He's got it all, and I really think you should back this. Really talented concept designer to children's author of an unlikely path.
I got a lot of other stuff going on too.
from Megan to a kid's book. Yeah, well,
Right.
that's so cool. Yeah, I'm excited to check out the kids' book, and I'm sure you're working on a bunch of other big Hollywood projects. You're probably signed thousands of NDAs and.
Oh, man. Well, right now the industry is, slow. It's not moving at all.
Has things really changed with like CGI and animation, or is it with concept art? Has AI really disrupted everything?
I think it's the confluence of multiple things. AI is a factor. Interest rates are a factor. Studios laying off massive amounts of people, so they're restructuring possibly around AI.
Oh wow,
And
different world out there.
it's going to be very different in the next few years.
Well, it's sad. We're going to lose a human aspect to some of that stuff, and
To some of it, but on the other side of it, there's just as much interest in like hand-drawn animation and anime and comic books and original IP. So there's a space for the human in there for sure.
yeah, absolutely. People like the human touch, and I've used AI before. I use it for silly pictures sometimes. But it's different having a human artist or an AI. I mean, I like AI. It's cool, but it's weird how it's disrupting everything, and who knows where this is all going to go. It's just like another tool. And a real artist, any tool is in their tool belt. It's not going to slow them down.
Yeah. To me, typing in a prompt is just not the same experience.
Yeah. This is probably how people felt with like when Photoshop first came out or Illustrator. It's probably people were going nuts.
It was cool though. I mean, it was a different kind of tool. This is, it's a very different thing, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. It does the work for you. It's not even a tool. It's a kind of.
It's a slot machine, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, geez. You did a great job in the 2014-2016 movie. I'm got a few minutes left here I only have the free Zoom. I'm very cheap.
Oh.
But you did a great job on 2014 and 2016. Those movies are really good. I do enjoy them. They, like any movie, they have their issues or whatever. But it's cool that you were trying new stuff, and I still want artists like you to try new stuff, even if fans don't end up liking all of it. But the designs are interesting and different. You made some daring changes, and 10 years later, you pulled it off. You're a real artist. So on behalf, sorry for all the haters. 10 years ago, sorry for all the haters, and thank you on behalf of all the Turtles fans and stuff.
Thank you. I got to work on my dream. It was awesome.
That is so cool. And like I said, your links are in the description, your link tree, and then the direct link to the Kickstarter. So everyone go check that out. And thanks on behalf of all Turtles fans. What else can I say?
Oh man, thank you for having me. This was awesome.
Oh, this is a pleasure. And we had to reschedule a year ago. I'm sorry for the hassle. Thank you for being such a nice guy as well.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm glad we could do it.
You have an open invitation. Any Tuesday you want to come back, if you want to talk any trash about any people, anybody in Hollywood, you got an open platform.
Rad. Yeah, love to.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you again, Jared. Jared Krichevsky, everybody. Great concept artist, talented guy. Go get Fernie Mertbird. I recommend it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again. Have a great night.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Oh, well, is that nice, guys? Is that nice? What a nice guy. Did that go well? I had the audio issues in the beginning. That was terrible. I felt so bad. I'm giving the guy audio problems. I sound good. He doesn't sound good. What a horrible host. What a terrible host am I. I give the guest audio problems. Somehow my audio works, but his audio sounds not as good. Gosh, well, what a talented guy. That resume of his, oh my goodness. Can you believe that resume of his? Those movies, Megan, Wolverine 2, Stranger Things 2. What a hero. What a hero. Well, like I said, everybody, the link is in the description. He's a talented artist. He can write, he can draw, concept artist, children's book, a whole series. And like I said, $20 for a paperback, $30 for a hardcover, very affordable. What a nice guy, too. How can you not root for a guy like that? I feel so bad. I feel guilty talking to an artist. I critique these guys' work sometimes. Oh, those designs are too busy. He spent tens of dozens, hundreds of hours on that. Who knows? Jeez Louise. Well, sorry for the audio problems. I apologize to Jared for that. Not good. Not good, but hopefully recovered from it. My computer's been giving me issues recently. It's been such a hassle. Something's going on. I don't know. I think I've been hacked. I think I'm fully paranoid now. My computer's been hacked and it's tea time. Jeez Louise. Well, what can you say? What can you say? Well, I'm happy you all joined me. Thank you all for joining me. I think it's time to wrap up. It's tea time. DJ Ma, JR24, Cat Yellow Ranger, Misa Ori, Veronica, JR24, Stephen Murphy, Do Straighten, Tato Ruzu. Time to dump the computer into the ocean. Yeah, I could kick the computer right now. It's tough. Lemon Meerkat. I'm trying to stay calm. I'm trying to make conversation. I'm frantically clicking. Hey, Adamski. Yeah. Well, hopefully that well. Did I ask interesting questions? I gave him an opportunity to insult anybody in Hollywood. He's a nice guy. He didn't take it. I asked him, do you want to say F you to any critics? Any critics out there? James Lipton? I don't know. Well, hopefully that went okay. Got to take a breather. I hate that audio. I don't even know how that happens, but very good guest, very nice guy. And like I said, I highly recommend checking out his new children's book and checking out all those movies he's a concept artist for. It's amazing that they're the first step of the movie. They just have a clean slate. They have a clean white sheet of paper. They can do whatever they want with it. It's so liberating, and it's got to be a burden at the same time that you can do whatever you want. Oh my goodness. Well, hopefully that was okay. The first 5 or 10 minutes was just rough with that audio. I had to stop and restart. Brutal. I don't know. I wish I had someone to yell at about that. I wish I had some sort of producer or engineer I could yell at and humiliate. Maybe a bitrate issue, depending on the size. It's because I show the video, like it shows in... I have a preview screen, and then it's in Zoom, and it's also on YouTube. It shows in like 6 different places, and I think it's like a feedback loop kind of thing. I'm showing video and broadcasting it at the same time. Who knows? I can't be bothered to learn with that stuff. I'm an eccentric artist. I can't be bothered. I'm like Picasso. I'm like Vincent van Gogh. I should be cutting off my own ear right now. I shouldn't be messing with bitrate. Shouldn't even know what bitrate is. I'm used to luxury. I don't know. I'm used to Cadillac. I don't know bitrate. No, I'm just kidding around. It's time to upgrade the computer. It's been a few years with this one, so it is time to upgrade. What else can I say? Make sure to slash the like button. Subscribe if you don't. Leave a comment. Say thank you to Jared. Leave him a thank you in the comments. Check out his Kickstarter as well. Very affordable and very cool looking as well. Really unique story. All the people in the town get like a Pied Piper thing. And I think the story, it's an allegory for AI. Like people get taken over. It takes over the families and they can have as much fun as you want. Drink up. It's like the Lost Boys kind of thing, or the boys in Pinocchio. Well, that's it. That's I think I've said it all. Thank you to all of you. T in the chat. I'm going to type a quick T. T for thank you. T for turtles. Thank you to all of you. And thank you to Jared Krichevsky. What a nice guy. Talented guy. Concept artist. And children's author. From Megan to a children's author. And those designs were controversial. He probably got a lot of heat. All those guys got a lot of heat. Imagine having 10 million people telling you you're a jerk or whatever. That's just got to change a guy. He seems that he's got that type. He's got a, you could say he has a tough shell. You could say he's got a tough shell. Very nice. Well, perhaps I've said it all. Wanted to thank you all for joining me. Live stream every Turtle Tuesday. Ninja Turtles videos throughout the week. Just one thing left to say. Is that right? Just one thing left to say. Cowabunga! Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment and share this video. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more Ninja Turtles videos like this.